Good afternoon, Flosstube. My name is Mandy. Welcome to my channel all about cross stitch. Today is Friday, May 31st. My pronouns are she, her, and we are here to film Flosstube number 112. Got some fun stuff to share, I think. Thank you for any patience and grace from my last video. Trying to get back on schedule here a little bit, but last video I think just had me so flustered. I wanted to get it filmed because it, had been a bit since I'd updated, and of course I had that massive finish that yeah, my phone was just driving me absolutely bonkers. And so I'm real hopeful that you're gonna get to see this video today. And we're gonna try to keep it short, try to keep some of the chatter to a minimum maybe. And yeah, hopefully that this gets posted okay without, cut me off and all that. All right, a couple of fun things to start with. I've had some good stitchy times this past couple of weeks. I've got a surprise. I don't want to say surprise. How about an unexpected finish? We'll get to that one here in a minute. But the first couple things, I got to get these shipped out. At this point, I'm probably going to end up going to the post office tomorrow morning. We may see if I can be motivated to go right after work today, but if not today, then it'll be tomorrow. If you watch Laura Stitching by the Shore at all, great lady, love watching her videos. She is hosting an ATC swap, artist trading card, and I've shown what I've received and stitched in the past. So I've got mine that I gotta send out. I was able to get them stitched. Just have to get, I was planning to do my video today, and so haven't gone to the post office yet. This first one is absolutely probably the favorite one that I've stitched and created yet, and I don't want to get rid of it, but we're going to. It's just, for some reason, I don't know, it's kind of my favorite one. So we've got this beautiful little monarch butterfly. I'm assuming monarch. It's a butterfly. You can tell that the paper in the background is foil, gold foil, I guess. And I just tacked on this pretty little fairy sticker and tacked that on. That's stitched on just a piece of scrap Aida, white 16 count Aida. I had shown the book last time, I think I did. It was a Cooler Design Studio book. Love stitching that book. There's all kinds of little things out of there. The piece that this was out of also had the word believe on it. It would have fit just fine. Didn't really fit the theme of summer. And so I just decided to leave that off. And then I've got scrapbook paper that's got all kinds of different prints and marbles and different things of that nature. So I don't know, something about this one just drew to me. And then I've got a book of all kinds of really cool stickers that I decided to go with the little fairy. And to label it, it's not straight by any means, but I don't think I can do anything straight. In the same book that the fairy was in was this cute little butterfly, and I thought it was absolutely perfect. Perfectly fitting. So that is my first ATC. And then the next one from the same Cooler Design Studio book was this adorable little bumblebee. It says be happy. It is so freaking cute. Same scrap of Aida. I just frayed the edges a little bit and tacked it on there. Again, that same style of scrapbook paper booklet thingy that I have, that I just found a coordinating to the orange line here, that just a little marbled, and this one has a pretty little flower I thought was good, quite coordinating to go with it. So huge thank you to Laura for hosting this swap. I so enjoy stitching these. They are so fun to come up with, the little things. I've got another swap that's hosted by Heather, Link is my homeboy. That one I'm having some issues coming up with the decisions on that. That one is themed We Go Together. So, think peanut butter and jelly, peas and carrots, something. And the person that I'm sending to also lives in Michigan, and so I thought it'd be cool to come up with something Michigan themed, but I can't come up with anything. So I've got till the end of June to send that one out. So we've got plenty of time for that. And the design size I figured out on a 16 count is like 40 by 50 something. I don't remember the exact measurements. So it's just got to be something really small. And I have yet to do a complete full coverage ATC. Don't put it past me to do that, because me and my love of full coverage, you know that I would do it. So far, I've come up with things that are small enough that don't fit the whole thing. All right, my unexpected, finish. If you've been a viewer, which thank you for returning, appreciate all your support. If you are new, welcome. Appreciate your support. It was almost a year ago, so like August, I think, July, August, I had a design a piece that I love the design. It just wasn't ever calling to me. And so, like many other people, dividing something up to finish it in a year, that's what I've been doing. And so I've been very good each and every month since then of doing my little portion to get it done within that month. And, you know, then I put the piece aside and move on. After finishing Dark Goddess, my full coverage piece, this one became a bit of a focus piece and I just finished it. And boy, do I love it. We are talking about, I can't. I love this design so much. Leela's Studio Halloween Quaker. This is stitched on a 16 count Picture This Plus in the color J, so J-A-Y. I think the called for is murky or something. Couldn't find it at the time when I was starting this back in 2021, but it's finished. I love this design so much. I have the biggest thing for stitching anything Halloween anyways, and so this piece just absolutely needed to be stitched, and it's done. I did use all of the called for Classic Colorworks, black DMC, so 310. This spider web was gonna be the death of me, but it turned out so good. So the key to that, the night that I was stitching this, so it was Memorial Weekend, so last weekend, Saturday night, I was up until 1 o'clock in the morning stitching. I sit here and watch TV, Flosstube, something. I was sitting here stitching. I could have finished it that night, but that spider web, it wasn't happening. I couldn't wrap my brain around how, because it's long stitches, it's not just in and out, and I was having so many issues getting it to actually look right. Finally, I'm like, all right, it's 1 o'clock in the morning. We can put this aside. We'll finish it tomorrow. Well, I was busy all day Sunday. I didn't get to do any kind of stitching on Sunday. And so I picked it up first thing Monday morning, holiday. I was home. We were stitching. I was stitching. And you know what? 20 minutes, if that, I had that thing in and done and looking so good. So I just needed that fresh eye. I did go about stitching it differently that morning versus how I was attempting to do it. And so by the time that fresh eye and I, you know, changed up the direction of how I was gonna go, easy peasy. That's one strand of and one length of, so Classic Colorworks comes pre-cut lengths, so it's one length, didn't even use the whole thing, just one straight, getting it in there, and it looks so good. Another little portion here. So at the bottom, it gives an alphabet and numbers to stitch your own, and so there's a little blank space in the pattern where it shows where it should fit. I don't have the chart handy. It was some random initials in the year 2017, but it gave instructions to stitch your own initials and then of course the year. So I went ahead and Stitched Out MP and 2024. I love those little boots. Just adorable. So good. This is definitely a great piece to be able to divide it up. You know, you can do a little Quaker, a little motif, put the piece down and move on. This piece here, oh my gosh, this one took me forever. And so it was just on that Saturday that I think I started at Friday night and then worked into it on Saturday and just was like, yep, we're just gonna get this piece done. So I'm so happy with this piece, so proud to have it finished. I will be getting it framed eventually so I can have it on my wall. Halloween Quaker, Leela's Studio. So this was a piece that I had started in February of 2021. And then it sat for a good while. So we are so glad to have that finished. All right, next piece. I did show this last week. I do not have a cover photo or anything to show what it's going to look like because it is a mystery piece. This is the Ever After stitch along, I guess mystery stitch along, hosted by Forbidden Fiber. Yeah, Forbidden Fiber Company. And as far as I know, it's still available. You can purchase just the PDF to, you know, provide your own supplies. You can get the kits, all that good stuff. I did spoil myself with the kit, so the fabric is Ever After, dyed by Forbidden Fiber Co. And I did get the specialty flosses, so the over-dyed flosses. It says, I can't read that backwards, your aim would suggest otherwise. With an apple. I knew right away. I knew what this reference was. Helps that I watched the movie not that long ago. But the email from Leanne that had the description of the whole thing said that she is going in order of the movie. However, she's coming up with her references. So this is very early on. It is when Danielle meets Prince Henry, and she just sees somebody riding off on her horse, and so she's out in a field and she starts whipping apples at the guy, trying to get him to stop since they're stealing her horse. And as soon as she realizes who it was, you know, she dips into a big bow and she's like, oh shoot. And you know, she made some kind of comment of, oh, I didn't see you. So his response was, your aim would suggest otherwise, because she just whopped him right in the head with an apple. Love the movie, love the first block, and I can't wait to see what else is going to come. If you haven't seen my Gilmore Girls piece from earlier this year, or like what I've shown before, it's going to be a bunch of frames like this, different sizes. So I'm assuming part 2 is going to go up here, so I'll have to move the Q-snap. But I believe it's every Monday for the next like 15 weeks now. So that's exciting. So that is my Ever After. I did not pull out a picture for this one. I thought I had everything all ready to go, and I forgot one. I'm pretty sure I showed this last week, though. Oops. Where'd we go? And of course, now it doesn't want to load. It's Lady Halloween by Jardin Privé. Really? Of course it's not gonna load. Really? Why is this not loading? All right, you're gonna have to deal with my iPad in this way. If you haven't seen it before, sorry for the very awful picture. I can't get it to pull up. It's Lady Halloween. Love this piece. This is stitched on a piece of 16 count Bestitch Me in Rainy Day. It is stitched in black with some pops of purple. You know, I was on a Zoom call, I don't even know, some time ago, and I held it up. You could see the perfect, absolutely, you could see the purple, absolutely perfect. Okay, there we go. That's what it was. It's the ring light. You can see where the purple is at in the flower, every other. You can see the purple in person, that's for sure. But yeah, so this whole motif, that thing is done, thankfully, because that took forever. I got the little spider stitched in. So when I picked it up, I had the checkerboard things done, so I had to finish the inner. I don't know. I was working on these outer portions and the spider. I used this for a, I would believe it was, or yeah, it was Laura's Stitching by the Shore, I Spy challenge, also Whip Warriors categories. I don't remember what all the different things were. But yeah, I love this piece. I love this fabric. This is just beautiful, moody. So yeah, that is my Lady Halloween. I love that design. All right, we're gonna come over here. The piece that I've really been spending some more time on, though, doesn't really look like that. I love this piece. Every time I hold this up, do you think I can remember the artist of this? Molly Anderson? Does that sound right? Mini Which Way, charted by Heaven and Earth. I am stitching the mini version. Sorry for the ring light. I don't remember the artist. I want to say it's Molly Anderson. I am plugging away on page 4? No, 5. I finished a couple pages earlier this year, double pages, so the whole top row is done. It's all under the Q-snap. I'm not taking it out because I am still wanting to get back to it. Really just working away in this background. It's going to be quite a while before, you know, this background is going to take up a bulk of this page, I think. This line you can see right here is floss coming down to my needle minder. I still have black on the needle. So I am tipping into the next page. Would that be page 6, I guess? I think it's page 5. So a little bit of page 6. So you can see her head is going to be right here, so her hair. There's a lot of black right here. So I was just, last night, put in a couple hundred stitches or so and plugging away at that. My full coverage is on white 16 count Aida, 2 strands full cross. And yeah, that is my mini Which Way. I love the background colors. I cannot wait to get to her dress. That is going to be so pretty. And then my last whip to share. I definitely showed this last week. It's probably going to be shown quite often. Mini Sea Opal artwork by Elizabeth Welker. Again, charted by Hayden. I am stitching this for my mom, so I am trying to give it some love. Pages 1 and 2 are done, so I'm plugging away on page 3. Bam, look at all that blue. That is like one shade of blue. I know I just showed this a couple weeks ago, so yeah, just really filling in a lot of this blue, those backgrounds, getting into here some. Yeah, definitely stitching in here. Again, another 16 count white Aida, 2 strands, full cross. Yeah. I forgot to mention Which Way is about 33% and Sea Opal is about 21%. So even though this is a mini, this design still has over 105,000 stitches on it. So while I'm not necessarily planning on going complete ham on this one like I did Dark Goddess, hopefully that banging didn't pick up too much on my video. Upstairs neighbor just closed their door. So I'm not necessarily planning on, you know, making this like absolutely the next piece that I'm going to finish or anything. Probably will, but definitely not going to be at the end of this year. Maybe next year. We'll see. Definitely enjoying working on those blues. I'm gonna be excited to get to another page finish. I feel like I've got a long way to go before that's gonna happen though, because I still have like all of this to finish in. Page edging is gonna be somewhere, I think I want to say right around there. So we got a long ways to go, but I'm definitely loving those colors. All right, so that is all of the whips that I have to share. Finish, didn't have any new starts. Oh, I was so about to have a new start last night. I showed the picture in my haul, I believe it was last time. I might have to order some special fabric for it, either that or try to figure out how to dye my own fabric, which I've kind of been wanting to toy around with doing. Because the fabric of the month that I get isn't going to be big enough. I was literally about to start this piece last night. Fabric pulled, everything. I forgot I was going to put my tablet on charge. It's not big enough. I was going to have a 1/2 inch margin. So I showed this in my haul last time. Patchwork something or other. I got it on Etsy. Nara X Stitch or something like that. I pulled most of the flosses, figured out what flosses I need to get for a, you know, to finish kitting it up. Pulled the fabric. I don't want to stitch it on just plain white. I know you're not going to see much of the fabric, but my idea is I don't want to just stitch it on plain white. And, yeah, because the fabric of the month is labeled as, oh, it's a fat quarter. No, it's a quarter yard. The new tags don't have the actual measurements on it. So the one I had was, what is it, 18 by 29. That's pre-dyeing. So they cut it after it's dyed or whatever. I don't know, however they do it. And so the one edge is only going to be was only 17 inches for a project that is 250 or 255 square. So it was going to leave me 1/2 inch margin on top or bottom, left or right, whichever direction. While I can use a hoop, 1/2 inch, that's not much. So back to the drawing board on that. I've got plenty of white Aida that I could probably cut down. I'm kind of toying with the idea of wanting to get some kind of just plain old Rit dye, and, you know, nothing fancy like an actual fabric of the month club where it's, you know, pretty modeling and all of that kind of stuff. Just, I wanted some kind of color that's not going to be just plain white. So that's where I'm at with that. I didn't need this one. I had this project on hand last month, or last time that I filmed, but I completely forgot to share it. This is not my stitching, but I will be adding my stitching to it. I've talked before about that I am doing a Carolyn Manning stitch along, round robin, not stitch along. Carolyn Manning round robin with the 3 gals that I stitched ink circles with last year. We came up with a, I showed it a time or two ago. It's called Ruby, my piece, so it's all kinds of reds. So I received the next piece that I'm going to stitch on. This is stitched by Michelle, and she chose Sweetheart. Those colors are so pretty. And I gotta figure, she's got it labeled that this is the top, so I'm guessing that's probably the upper right corner. So this is her stitching, and I will be adding mine to it. Those colors are just so pretty. Her stitching is beautiful. I know it's a 14 count Aida. I want to say I read that she used ballet slippers, I think, which I'm pretty sure is the material she used for her ink circles after the roses. So this is going to be on my agenda. This shouldn't take all that long to stitch. I don't even remember now when we decided to ship again, so that'll be a project coming up soon. The only other thing to share is I did get my fabric of the month from Bestitch Me. I just got this in the mail yesterday. Yeah, I already have a project in mind that I'm going to use it for. So if you don't want to see it, look away. I am getting all colors. I think I'm rotating still colors, neutral, colors, neutral. So I have no clue which one this is from. I mean, oh, okay. The label says Mix Neutral Club, but that still doesn't tell me which one this is from. Either way, if you don't want to see, look away. It is called Gray Magic, and oh, is it so pretty. I am now getting 18 count. Funny thing is I already have one piece of 16 count in this. I just saw it last night. I may or may not have but destashed from somebody a set of fabrics that I already have. It's okay. They will not go unused, that is for sure. Carolyn Zook reached out to me the other day saying that she had some fabric that she thought of me and offered, you know, if I wanted to buy them. And I said, yeah, sure, I will absolutely take them. I love Bestitch Me fabrics. She later tells me that they were for her Year in the Woods cottage garden pieces that she decided she's not going to stitch or whatever. She didn't want the fabric anymore. They're the same bundle that I purchased for the same exact projects where I am planning on eventually stitching all of those. So I already have them in my stash, but it's okay. I can't have too much fabric, right? So, oh, what I'm planning on this though, this is going to be the absolute perfect piece. I didn't bring the floss back over, but I shared it. I don't know, seems like I talked about it not that long ago. I've got a hank of, is it that Silks for You? This I know I shared last week because I bought the pattern for it, so it was in haul. Exquisite Lace. So yes, that is pretty much the mock-up. I just labeled it as DMC 550 because that silk is really close to 550. Maybe a couple of different colors, but just to be able to show kind of what it's going to look like. So I'm thinking the this gray fabric, that beautiful floss, because my idea when I saw this pattern and then I got that purple silk was I want it to go on a gray, but I couldn't find a gray in my stash. Yeah, combo. That's going to be perfect. Maybe I should have just started that last night when I got annoyed that the fabric wasn't going to be big enough for that patchwork. Anyways, that's all of my stitching. The only plan that I have at this point is to keep stitching. I am not one who plans ahead all that much. Laura did drop her I Spy prompts for the month of June. So I've actually got most of those planned out, though I have no clue when I'm going to work on anything. But I've got a project in mind for almost all of those. The funniest one that I can't figure out, just because I haven't done that much thinking, is there's a prompt for work on your project that is closest to a finish. I don't know that what I have that's actually close to a finish. So we'll figure something out. I got some good projects in mind, I think, for some of those. So we've got the Carolyn Manning piece that I want to get stitching on. Absolutely, I'm stitching on the Ever After. I do want to keep up with that, just like I did with Gilmoreisms. Funny story about that piece. I was hanging out with my friend Crystal on Monday. We were diamond painting, which camera move for just a second. I was working on the calendar, so I was working on that sunflower. And I got the email from Forbidden Fiber Co. for the Ever After. I got so excited. All she knew was that she heard a ding. She thought like I had a doorbell or something because I got up, ran over, grabbed my iPad that was sitting right here beside me to pull it up because I wanted to pull it up so I can see it, you know, on my iPad versus on my phone. because it was the first drop. I was so excited. And she's like, what is going on? Who is here? Because she thought it was a doorbell. So it was funny. I got so excited. I knew exactly what the reference was for Ever After, but then I had to turn the DVD on because it was the line before that I couldn't remember, you know, for him to say, your aim would suggest otherwise. It was that line that I couldn't remember. What is that from? So I had to pull it up on the DVD, but I knew exactly where to find it. It was, especially Apple, I knew right away where that was, so. All right, I actually got to get through this entire half-hour video. Sorry you didn't get to see Stitches. She is enjoying my desk chair, which I'm gonna have to go back over to here in a little bit. Speaking of cats, if you are on TikTok at all, even just watching videos, I suggest, if you don't already know the account, Lady and That Guy. Oh my gosh, it is the cutest account, hands down. This man is living out in an RV out in the middle of the desert. I haven't figured out why. He hasn't really talked about why he's doing all that. In Arizona, and just one day, kind of out of the blue, he was hearing this noise under his trailer, and it ended up being a cat. And I'm talking a baby kitty, maybe a couple months old, tiniest thing ever, so cute. And he hates cats. The first videos where he talks about finding this cat, I hate cats. Like, you could hear it in the tone of his voice, how annoyed he was that this cat has shown up. The video he posted yesterday morning, as he was getting up, he ends up, you know, you could hear him smacking kisses on the top of her head. So he loves that little bundle. It is so freaking cute. He has spoiled her rotten, and it's adorable. So go check them out. I saw it in his, you may be able to find him on YouTube. If you're, I haven't looked him up on YouTube. I just noticed in his profile that he had an Instagram. There was just him finding the cat video on his Instagram that was posted there. But then there was also a YouTube. So it's possible you may be able to find him on YouTube, if you don't like TikTok. Most adorable account ever. Lady and That Guy. So cute. Okay, I'm gonna get this wrapped up here. I'm still on my lunch break. It is Friday. Once I get logged back in, I'm gonna have 3 hours worth of work left to do. Hoping that time just flies by so I can get back to stitching. I want to stitch. This evening, probably gonna be working on one of these two pieces. Definitely all about the full coverage. If you know me, full coverage is where my heart lies. So, okay, we're gonna stop rambling. I hope you are doing well. I hope you're getting in lots of stitching. If you care to share, let me know what you're working on. Hopefully next time you'll be able to see stitches. If not, check my Instagram. I often post stuff over there. So, stitch on what brings you joy. We'll see you again next time.